You're listening to the Lawyers with Purpose Practice Success podcast, hosted by Lisa Rozier, featuring attorney Dave Zumpano, along with frequent guests. Whether you're a seasoned estate planning attorney, an attorney looking to add estate planning and elder law to your existing list of practice areas, or you're just starting out, this podcast will give you a solid plan for success. Listen now as Dave and his guests share their personal journeys to practice success and the insights they learned along the way.
Hey everyone, welcome. This is our first ever episode of the Lawyers with Purpose Practice Success podcast. I'm Lisa Rozier, Director of Marketing and Sales here at Lawyers with Purpose. And today we are joined by Dave Zumpano, our founder. And we thought that a great way for us to kick off our podcast series is just let's talk about Lawyers with Purpose. Dave, it's a common thing that people hear all the time when we're out working the phones and getting people coming in as prospects and new members is, man, I wish I knew about you sooner. So, what is it? Let's talk about Lawyers with Purpose. Let's talk about how it came about, how it was formed, and what lawyers and their staff, their team can expect from Lawyers with Purpose.
I'm sitting here thinking, 29 years of practice, national trainer of lawyers since 2000. And I'm saying, what do people think when they hear Lawyers with Purpose? And I think what I'd love to start off with is Lawyers with Purpose is not a not-for-profit organization. And what do I mean for that, right? There's this whole idea of, purpose, we have to have purpose in everything we do. Yes, that's what Lawyers with Purpose is. But I want to share something that not many people know. That the name Lawyer with Purpose is actually a play on words. We are lawyers with purpose. We're purposeful lawyers. So there's two ways to look at purpose. One way is, are we making an impact on the world? Absolutely an amazing way to look at purpose. The Lawyers with Purpose approach, though, is, are we purposeful? When we wake up in the morning, are we intentional? Are we just kind of living life, treading water on a hamster wheel? Or are we waking up each day, chiseling away at a bigger thing, one step at a time? If we look at where we are today, any one of us, we can be successful, whatever success means to us, or we cannot be anywhere near where we thought we would be. Wherever it is, can you agree wherever we are today is far further ahead than we were a year ago, or 5 years ago, and 10 years ago? Here's what I have learned in all my years that I think Lawyers with Purpose represents. It's about the journey and how much control you have over the journey. The journey is about the destination is never a destination. When people often get to a destination, they realize it's just a stopping point on a larger journey. That's what I've learned over the last 29 years of doing this, is that every time I think I haven't figured out what I need to get to and where I am, by the time I get to where I think I need to be, I realize that's just the beginning of a whole nother level of another end that I've identified. And that's really what Lawyers with Purpose is all about. It's about purposefully living your professional life and purposely living your personal life, meaning how do they work together? It's about work-life balance. It's about success. How do you define success? So I can say some names of people that are extremely successful, right? We can throw out Elon Musk, right? We could throw out Mike Zuckerberg. We can throw out Mother Teresa. We can throw out Gandhi. All very successful. And believe it or not, all of them got to their success using the same skills. The question is, the number one question we ask every participant when they join Lawyers with Purpose is, what's the prize? That's what Lawyers with Purpose is really about, is defining your prize. What is your prize? And how do you define it, and how do you get to it? How do you get the prize? And then what our hope is that along this journey of this amazing collegial organization, you build tremendous friendships and you continue to grow personally and professionally. That's what lawyers with purpose is. We're lawyers who are purposeful. We're not just going to work every day, cranking out work, getting on a hamster wheel. We're lawyers that are saying, you know what? We love our families. We love our friends. We love our clients. And we want to be awesome at who we are. We want to help identify what our best skills are and how we can best have an impact on our families, on our clients, and yes, even on our community. So Lawyers with Purpose is not a not-for-profit. It's a way of living. It's a way of being as lawyers that we want to be purposeful and intentional.
I think it's also important. All of that is so strong and powerful. And those that are listening, if this is what you want to be, then you need to pull the layers back a little bit more and find out exactly what we do here at Lawyers with Purpose. So
yeah,
let's dig into that.
How do we do that? I think we said, so when you think about it, here's my experience, right? So my coach, Dan Sullivan, is one of by the way, I love coaching because coaching is about personal development and growth. If you think you know all the answers, you definitely don't want to become a member of Lawyers with Purpose. Because we're not here to give all the answers. We're here to have hearty discussions to discover the next version of the best version of ourselves. And so when you think about that, that's the journey we're on. So where it starts, really, everything that this comes down to really comes down to 4 prongs. There's 4 prongs to success. But the first thing, before you get to the 4 prongs of success, you have to define what success is to you.
Right.
What, by the way, we call that, what's the prize?
What's the
prize?
What do
you want? Yeah, what do you want? You want profit? You want to get profitable? You're sick of the up and down roller coaster? Or you're already profitable, but you want more? You want to grow your firm? Or you know what? I want to have a company that writes me a check and I don't even have to be there. Okay.
Or how about vacation time?
Yeah. How much vacation you want, right? I always love our lawyers in the beginning. The idea that they're going to calendar in 4 weeks of vacation scares the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But that's normal. Then it becomes normal. And then our most successful lawyers are taking routinely 8 to 12 weeks vacation a year, and their law firms are growing, right? How? 4 key principles. 4 key principles. Number 1, and these are 4 key business principles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care whether you're a lawyer, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a painter, whatever you are, 4 key principles. Number 1, you have to know the art of what you're doing. Right. So it translates down to, you have to know how to do estate planning, right? If you're going to do estate planning, again, Lawyers with Purpose is focused around estate planning, elder law, and asset protection. Okay. And so when you think about those 3 things, you have to know, well, how do I do that as a lawyer? Okay. So that's what we call our knowledge. We have to have the ability to do the service that we're selling. Right. So level 1 is product knowledge or service knowledge. Level 2 is, I said, we have to know how to do the things we're selling. Well, we can't sell anything unless we market it, right? So the second thing is, we have to know, how do other people realize what we're good at? So we get really good at these skills. That's awesome, but being great at skills and no one knowing about it isn't going to help you succeed in business or in life. So the next phase is, we have to let the world become known, let the world become aware of what we're known for. So even if they don't need us today, when they do need us, because grandma had a stroke, like grandma's healthy today, they don't care. Grandma has a stroke tomorrow, who's top of mind are they? Whose name is coming to the top of their mind to address grandma's concern? So at the bottom line, that's level 2, is top of mind awareness, or brand recognition, which is all part of a bigger thing called marketing, right? How do we market ourselves? How do we brand ourselves, right? So 1 is, we have to have the knowledge to do what we're doing. Number 2 is, we have to be able to market ourselves in a way where people know that we do it. Then there's a subset to marketing. You ready? A dirty word for lawyers, sales, right? We have to be able to sell ourselves. Now, in Lawyers with Purpose, we don't have a sales process and we don't sell anything. We have what's called the client enrollment system, and we enroll people. The difference between sales and enrollment, see, selling is you're convincing someone of something. Enrolling is educating people to see the value in your services and how they relate to those individual prospects' needs. Because if you show someone, if you identify their needs and you show them solutions, you don't have to sell them anything. They're going to say, well, how can I get that? That's why we call it a client enrollment process, not a sales process. Okay?
And I always say passion is also something that's important to it. You're not a salesperson if you're passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah. So you got to believe in what you're doing. I think that's a key distinction for us here is that if you don't believe it, I mean, look, no guru telling you this, you've heard this 1,000 times. If you don't believe it, there's no way in heck the person sitting across that table is going to believe it. So your level of confidence is a direct result of your knowledge of what you're doing and your confidence to the value of what it provides to that prospect. So number one is knowing the product, knowing how to do estate planning, elder law, and asset protection. Number two is knowing how to brand yourself, market yourself so people know how to reach out from you, and then how to translate that into them seeing a value to retain you for that enrollment process. The third is operations, right? So now the client, the third is operations. No.
Oh yeah, that's right. You had the subset.
Marketing and enrollment are one. Yeah, marketing
I
and
know.
enrollment are one. Operations say, great, we do this marketing, we do sales, that people hire us. You know what lawyers are known for? Never getting back to clients. Clients hire them and then clients wait months for the lawyers to get the work done. Are you out of your mind? Someone saying, I have a checkbook, I want to write you a check, and you say, I'm sorry, you'll have to wait. I don't have time to get your work done. And instead you do all this other nonsense that doesn't, I mean, everything you do is to get hired. And then when they hire you, it takes you forever to get the work done. That's operations. No, it's about prioritizing your business model, tracking and measuring your marketing, tracking and measuring your sales or enrollment, tracking and measuring your operations. Here's all the people that hired us this week. Here's all the things we need to do to get their work done. By the way, we call that light green time. So that'll be a conversation for a future conversation about our color-coded cash flow calendaring system. But again, getting the work done, operations, and about efficiency. There's that buzzword. Now, at Lawyers with Purpose, we're not about efficiency. We're about proficiency. Efficiency is a failed model. Everybody wants to become more efficient, but to become more efficient and still not successful isn't relative. Proficient is being efficient to profitability. So you're profitable and efficient. When you put those two things together, you become proficient, profitably efficient, not efficient for the sake of efficiency, efficient for the sake of profitability so that you can provide more services to more needy clients. So proficiency in operations becomes critical, okay? So those are the three key elements that you always hear about. There's a fourth element that we focus a lot on in Lawyers with Purpose, and it's the most important element. And are you ready for this?
Bring it on.
Mindset. Okay?
Absolutely.
You can be great at what you do legally. You can be great at marketing and enrollment. You can be great at operations. If you don't have the right mindset, none of those are all going to work together to get you to achieve your ultimate success. So mindset is, we define mindset at Lawyers with Purpose in our 6 core values. And if you haven't read them, I'm going to tell you what they are, the high level. And in this high level, why it's important is because I just want you to get a feel for who we are. So our 6 core values are open, curious, aware, collaborative, adaptable, and generous. So I'm just going to read them to you because I think they're so important. This is the mindset of success. Number 1, open. We're open to the possibility of achieving what we otherwise did not consider possible or even know to consider at all. Just think about that one for a moment. Can you imagine being open to the possibility of achieving what we otherwise did not consider possible or even to know to consider at all? Second, we're curious. Curious. We ask questions of others and seek information from resources, and here's the key thing, within and outside our organization to discover ways to improve beyond our current knowledge. So it's not just getting in our room with all the people inside our office and figuring out the world's problems. It's starting there, then going outside our organization, but not for the sake of conversation, for the sake of discovery to improve beyond our current knowledge. That's what curious means in the Lawyers with Purpose mindset. The third one is aware. Now, aware is about, are you aware? Are we present to our and others' behaviors that inhibit progress? And are we clear on our and others' unique talents to simplify our path to success? This awareness mindset is critical, because if you're going through life throwing bombs everywhere and you don't know it, and you're knocking people out as you're walking down the hallway emotionally, you got to be present to that. Okay. Present to behaviors, not present to how you're thinking, present to your outward behaviors, and also clear on ours and others' talents so that we can get the most out of people. People perform best in the things they're good at. So really being present to our and others' behaviors that inhibit progress, and being clear on our and others' unique talents to simplify our path to success. The next one is collaborative. We utilize our and others' unique talents to create the most effective solutions to achieve a desired outcome. What we know at Lawyers with Purpose, what we found is as smart as we think we are and as good as we are at anything, I've never had a scenario in 29 years of success where my way and my knowledge and my skill was worth more and produced better results than mine combined with someone else's. And that's a mindset. If you think you have the answer, you're going to struggle here at Lawyers with Purpose, because for us, it's about us discovering our own unique talents and the unique talents of others so that we can collaborate to get an outcome way better than any one of us can alone. And then that leads into adaptable, right? Because when you're open, curious, aware, right?
Yeah.
Open, curious, aware, and collaborative, you have to be adaptable, because you're going to discover things about yourself that you weren't aware of. So adaptable means we accept change is inherent in growth, and we embrace the change necessary to move ourselves or our company forward. A lot of people don't like change. If you don't like change, then you don't like growth. It's not change for the sake of change. It's change for the sake of growth and improvement and enhancement for our own selves, for our employees, and for our clients, and ultimately for our communities. And finally, when you're open, curious, aware, collaborative, adaptable, then you are rewarded with much. And all of this comes together in the Lawyers with Purpose mindset of generous, right? Generous is we share our talents and resources with each other, with our clients, with our community, and without any expectation of reciprocity. To truly openly share your talents and resources that you create as a law firm and as a law firm owner. You know, when you're open, curious, aware, collaborative, and adaptable, your law firm's going to grow, your profitability is going to grow, your success is going to grow. But then you realize success isn't about money and monetary things. It's about contribution. And that's where I think generous is the most important, that we always want all of our members to come to, that sixth one. So that's kind of an opening thing, probably a little different what we thought about. I encourage you to go to our website, download our core values, because then we'll show you the actual behaviors that you do that would exhibit each one of those core values. And what we have found is bringing those all together really create lawyers who are purposeful and successful. Imagine that. It's an and, not an or.
Absolutely. And, we're going to focus on the podcast, and those 4 buckets that we just spoke about, they're always going to be coming up in conversation throughout all of our podcasts, either one area or all areas. So just to recap, we said knowledge-based, marketing, operations, and mindset. And like Dave said, go to our website, lawyerswithpurpose.com. You can learn about us some more. You can get members' perspectives. You can get our core values, download it. And, most importantly, we welcome you to join our community.
Engage, and even if you don't join the community, engage in the conversations we're having.
Exactly.
Join a webinar. We do a lot of free webinars.
Absolutely.
I mean, just get into our mindset, just get into this new level of conversation.
Absolutely.
And at some point, you can dig in deeper, dip your toe, start easy. And then as it fits, you work your way down the path to success.
Absolutely.
And we'd love to be part of that for you. That's what we love doing here at Lawyers with Purpose, on purpose.
There you go. I love it. Well, thank you everyone for listening to the Lawyers with Purpose Practice Success podcast. Episode 2 coming up next.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Practice Success Podcast. Visit www.lawyerswithpurpose.com/podcast to listen to other episodes and to subscribe. We'll see you next time.